the last lecture, and it is a kind of revision. So most of what you are going to have a look at now is indeed have already looked at by you, but here is a quick revision for almost the points I thought are important to be shed light on again. Here are some exercises, because in the direct lecture some of you asked me about the type of the examples you might have in the exam, and as I told you, all of the questions in the exam that are going to be out of 50 are going to be multiple choice questions. Here I just gave you some examples in order that could be considered as a training for you, no more, no less. But in the exam, the questions are not going to be like this. They are going to be multiple choice, A, B, C, and D, and you have to choose one of them. For example, verb to be is or Kaka is a soccer player. He is an attacking midfielder. We're talking about a player who plays football, of course soccer, we call it soccer, and the example has shown you that with Kaka, a name like Ahmed, like Ali, like Huda, like Suad is to be used because we are talking about, let me say, proper noun, or is to be used with third person singulars, he, she, or it. In the second example, we used the third person singular subject pronoun he, and with he is to be used. With Kaka as Ahmed, Ahmed is, Kaka is, George is, and with his pronoun he is also is to be used. The second example is to show the same. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. We're talking about an actress with an actor. As we are talking about two, are is to be used, are both American. Notice in the first example is used, and in the second example are used because we are talking about two or more. Ahmed and Ali are. George and Sami are. Huda and Suad are as well. My father and my mother are. In your opinion, they a perfect couple. Here, I show you that once we want to make a question in English, the only thing you do is locating the auxiliary before the subject. The subject is they, and the auxiliary is are. Simply, we make the auxiliary are before the subject they in order to make a question in English. In your opinion, are they a perfect couple? Are they a perfect couple? Because the basic sentence, they are a perfect couple. In order to make it a question, are is to be before they. Are they a perfect couple? Subject verb agreement. Everyone going to the park. Should we watch the news for 3 hours or not? Subject verb agreement means that the verb is to agree with the subject in number and gender. In number, if I say he, is to be is, for example. If I say they, it is to be they are. If I say he eats. Everyone likes, for example. Prepositions. Here, I say the teacher is writing on the blackboard. بينما I am a student at King Faisal University, where with university at is to be used as a preposition. With the blackboard on is to be used as a preposition. Here, other examples of the way we use have, has, and had. In the first example with we say have. We have a beautiful house. With she, we use has. She has a very good English accent. In the third example, a classic car 2 years ago. 2 years ago is indeed an indicator that the verb is to be in the past. So I say, a classic car, I had a classic car 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I used to have a classic car. Had is to be used because had is the past form of the verb if the verb has or have. So I had a classic car 2 years ago. Ago means that the verb is to be in the past form. Here are definitions for skimming and scanning. To remind you of the fact that they are important, the definitions have already been covered and given to you. Here are other examples. This store is always. There are always lots and lots of people. The sentence there are always lots and lots of people can be used as indicator to what is the verb or the adjective that is to be used. This store is always crowded. There are always lots and lots of people. Crowded means many people are always found in that store. My are from Mexico. They are very nice people. They are very nice people can tell me about the verb which is to be used. My neighborhood, or sorry, my neighbors are from Mexico. They refers to the noun neighbors, plural noun. So my neighbors are from Mexico. They are very nice people. And the rest of the examples are indeed the same. There are 2 big trees in front of my house. Because in front of is to be used together. In this case, there are the answer is to be there are 2 big trees in front of my house. Fill in each blank space with opposite meaning. If I say large, the opposite is small. If I say hate, the opposite is like. You choose the answer from the words mentioned here. The doctor gave a lecture about pronouns. Here, it is a question. Of course, these are 2 good examples for how the questions in the final are going to be. Multiple choice, A, B, C, and D. The doctor gave. Here we have to say the doctor gave us a lecture about pronouns. Why us? Because in this sentence we have to use object pronoun. And the object pronoun is us, not we, which is the subject pronoun, not our, which is possessive, and not ours, which is also possessive pronoun. So us is to be used. Friend sent, here possessive pronoun is to be used. My friend sent an email to the doctor regarding the homework. Why my, not mine? Because though mine and my are possessive pronouns, but my is the type of the possessive pronoun which is to be followed by an object directly. My friend. Friend here is the object of the object pronoun my. In other words, my is to be followed by a noun. My friend. Mine could not be followed by a noun. So the answer is my friend, which is a possessive pronoun. Here I gave you some words and their meanings as well. Copy, write the same thing means. In the exam, I gave you questions of this type. The phrase write the same thing means A, cut, B, paste, C, copy, D, delete. Of course, write the same thing means copy. Okay? And if we go here, we will find out that the word copy means write the same thing, and the question in the exam might be of this type. The second example, the trip to the sea was very, very good. Very, very good means wonderful. If you go to the words, you will find that this word means what I have just said. Okay. Here I gave you examples of how prepositions are to be used. If we determine the time, specific time, we say at 3 o'clock. But if we are talking about months, we say in May. If we are talking about days, we say on. On Sunday, on a Tuesday, on Thursday, for example. At bedtime, at sunrise, sunset. At sunset. In the exam, I will give you questions about this as multiple choice questions. A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. Okay. do, does, did, doing, done. We do the homework every week because we are talking about something which happens regularly. She does the homework every week, something regularly. The students did the homework last week, because last means that the verb is to be in the past. So did is used. Did, the past of do. Once I see the word now, I know that we're talking about continuous. So they are doing the homework now. But last means past, for example. Selma has done the homework. With has and have, the verb is to be in the past participle. In other words, do, did, done is to be used. If go, went, gone, gone is to be used if it is preceded by has, have, or had. Here are other examples of some vocabularies. I've already given to you these words and their meanings. This is another exercise showing you how questions about vocabulary, I mean this, how questions about vocabulary are going to be in the exam. These are good examples of how the final is going to be. Do I think question negative? I don't think. Here I show you how we make questions and how we make negative in English. Here some rules about spellings. I've already given them to you, but I repeat some other examples. He, she, it, the verb in the present has to have s. So I say he needs a shirt. She wants an apple, but with catch, because it ends up with cha, I have to add es, so it catches the stick. It catches the stick, and it is pronounced in this way. Other examples about vocabulary and passages. Here how we make present progressive, which is the ing. Walk, walking. And the rule is very much important. Come, how I omit the e and then I add ing. It is already written to you in a very good way here. It would be enough to read them to understand what I want from you. Here, how we can make questions. For example, are you a teacher? The answer, yes I am, or no I am not. I gave you how we make questions and how the questions are going to be. The answers are going to be if the answer is yes or if the answer is no. If it is yes, yes I am is enough. If it is no, you have to say no I am not. Here I clarified some examples, and even I wrote them in Arabic so that it would make things easier to you. Sorry. Adverbs of frequency, I told you about them. Always means 100%. If I say I always go to the university, as if I say 100% I go to the university every day, almost every day. Here I show you how the adverbs are to precede the verbs. We have verbs get up, play, and got. The adverbs always, usually, sometimes, all of them come before the verbs. Something I explained last time. But if we use auxiliary, like is, the adverb comes after it. So I say Layla is never late. Never, the adverb comes after the auxiliary is. By saying so, I would like to thank you. And as I told you, orally I have just said something about as a revision for most of the lectures, or if not all of the lectures. But what is written here in lecture number 14 is good for you. It would be enough to read them because I wrote them in a very good way, in a nice way that can help you to understand. I tried orally to speak or to talk about what I thought is very much important. That doesn't mean if I jump from some slides, they are not important. Everything written in lecture 4 is also important. I would like to thank you and good luck, inshallah. Thank you.